What is going on, comic fam? It's your boy, the Bearded Comic Bro, and today we're back for another episode of Bearded Comic Bro's Cover Challenge. And today we're doing the Marvel edition. That's right, if you missed my last cover challenge where we did DC books, it's simply this. So I put out a challenge to the community, and I want to see your top 10 favorite books. So last month we did DC. This month we're doing Marvel. Next month we'll do indies, and they don't have to be key books or anything important, but I just want to see your 10 favorite covers. And this month we're doing Marvel, and it doesn't matter how pricey they are, if they're key appearances. I just want them to be books that you love and that you own in your collection. So with that being said, let's talk comics.
Better put the word out. Get ready for the nerd out. Better put specs on. Better break necks on. I cut handsome checks for my expansion sets. They call me Obi-Wan. Act like you know me.
Before we jump into my top 10 favorite books, I got to give a couple shout outs. I want to say thanks to everyone who took the challenge from DC. First and foremost, I got to thank my homie Cole from Cole's Comics Claims. He was one that went out and really championed this challenge for me. So I appreciate you, homie. He went and encouraged a lot of people to do this challenge. And so we had Scott Hazelwood. We had Joel the Geek. We had From Heroes to Icon, The Comic Collector, John's Comics with Kids, TM Nerdy, Nick the Comic Nerd, Nick's Comic Culture, Flash by Night, Actual Dracula, Oh Brother Comics, and Dale of Suspense just got his in. Gang, I am blown away that so many of y'all took some time to do this. So thank you so much. I have links to all their videos in the description of this one so you can see their DC comic cover challenge. Gang, if you missed out on the DC one, I encourage you to do the Marvel with us. So with that being said, let's look at my top 10 favorite Marvel comic book covers. So up first, I have an honorable mention. I didn't do an honorable mention last time, but everyone else seemed to do one in their DC cover challenge, and I feel gypped that I didn't get to share 11 comics, so now I'm doing an honorable mention too. And up first, we've got, gang, this is a fantastic cover. It's Gargoyles, and I love this cover. This is done by, the ink's done by Jimmy Palmiotti, and the pencil is done by Joe Madeira, and I'm probably butchering names, as you guys know I always do, but I love this cover. It's beautiful. It brings back the nostalgia for me. That TV show from Disney was so freaking good. I'm so excited that we're going to get to see more in the world of Gargoyles on Disney+. But man, oh man, that's such an awesome cover. And on the back of the cover, there's an ad for the Page Master game with Macaulay Culkin. You guys remember that? Let's go. How can you beat that? Now, this list is in no particular order. They're not ranked or anything. These are just my 10 favorite covers. And next year, if I did this again, it probably would change. So let's go ahead and just get the elephant out of the room, because everyone's going to be like, oh, we know you're going to show this. And you're darn right. I'm going to show my favorite Marvel cover. Freaking Super Pro. Let's go. First appearance. This cover is done by Joe Jusko. And you know I'm not going to do a Marvel collection and not have Super Pro on there. Well, come on. I mean, it's... freaking, he's flying, like, he looks like he's flying through this football field. Dang. Super Pro. I mean, come on. I had to do it. I had to. Up next, we got Miss Marvel, issue number 1. This is the hip-hop variant cover. Gang, is that Jenny Frison goodness. Ooh. And you know I've got to give some love. I love all the hip-hop variant covers. It's one of my favorite things to collect. But gang, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill album cover that they did with Kamal Khan on it is, I mean, let's go. It's a thing of beauty. So I had to have this make the list of one of my favorite Marvel comics. Up next, we have, from Marvel, we have Star Wars. See, I can dip my toe into the Star Wars realm a little bit with Marvel. It opens it up to some properties that I didn't get to with DC, getting to do Gargoyles and Star Wars. And gang, this is Star Wars Darth Vader, issue number 1. This is that Alec Ross variant, and man, he looks like Darth Vader. Looks like he's doing the superhero pose. Like, it just is such a cool cover. I saw this, I knew I had to have it. Alex Ross does fantastic artwork, but let alone doing a Darth Vader with all the stormtroopers behind it. Like, man, that's a thing of beauty right there. And I don't even know what's in next because I've turned them down, and this is just going to be fun. It's kind of like a mystery box. So I get to see it with you guys. I know what I have, but I don't know what's up next. Daredevil, issue number 100. So this is the Lee Bermejo cover. gang, it is just a thing of beauty. I love it. You see just a fantastic artwork on here. You see the gargoyle statues behind him that he's kind of looking over the city. I'm assuming the city is there, but you can't see it because it focuses on the gargoyles. You got Elektra back there. You've got Stick. It just is such a cool cover. The contrast of the Daredevil's costume with the gargoyles in the background, it just pops, and it's such a beautiful cover. And when I saw this, I was like, I have to add that to my list. Let's see what's next, gang. I'm giddy. I'm excited. Ooh, this is that Thor number 6. I'm going to pull this out because I feel like this, I have to do this one. It's a wraparound. This is the second printing that they did. And this is just such a beautiful page. It was a panel in Thor 6. So this is done by Nick Klein. And I don't typically buy second printings, but I just thought that someday this would be cool to have slabbed because I really do. I'm a sucker for a good wraparound cover. And you've got Thanos there with Mjolnir with the Infinity Stones on it. And it's like, come on. That's such a cool concept. And I don't care what you think about Donny Cates or Marvel's, whatever, what they're doing with Thor. And you got to admit, the Infinity Stones on Mjolnir, that's so cool. So that is next on my list. So let's see what we got next. Ooh, X-Men Adventures. Yes, let's just go ahead and put that bad boy up there. Gang, this is X-Men Adventures, issue number 15. And I had to put this one on for one of my X-Men books. X-Men Adventures was my childhood, and this is who the X-Men are to me. All my knowledge about X-Men came from this TV show. So when they made the comic book series, I had to get... So you have all these characters, they're just so well represented on this cover. It just pops. And this is done by Andrew Wildman. And I mean, it looks just like you would get when you're looking at X-Men Adventures. You've got your Xavier and Jubilee and Wolverine and Cyclops and Gambit, Storm, all of these. Gang... It's such a cool cover. I love it. And then with Disney Plus's news of X-Men 97 coming out, going to be a continuation of the series. Let's go. Ooh, I'm excited. All right, gang, let's see what's next. Ooh, this is Amazing Spider-Man 641. This is the Paulo Riviera cover, and you get that negative space. It's so beautiful. The blues and the reds just make it pop so much, and the loving embrace right there, like, oh my goodness, this is such a cool cover. I love it. I have a couple like negative space covers like this, but this is one of my favorite ones that I've seen so far, just because I've always loved the contrast of the blues and the reds in Spider-Man's suit, and just to do this cover like this was so cool. And I know I'm going to see a lot of Spider-Man covers in this challenge, especially with some of those probably Patrick Gleason covers and things, but this is one of my favorites, and I know I have a couple more Spider-Man in here because it's freaking Spider-Man. Let's go. Well, speaking of Spider-Man, we got Amazing Spider-Man issue number 33, and this is done by Felipe Masarafi. And again, I know I'm butchering names, I apologize, but it is beautiful. This looks very like Alex Ross to me. But you got your villains, you got your Rhino, your Venom, your Doc Ock, your Kraven and Green Goblin, and man, it just, Vulture's back there, there's so many, Black Cat, it just looks so cool. I'm a sucker for a good Rogues Gallery, and Spider-Man's Rogues Gallery is literally the only one that comes close to Batman's Rogues Gallery, and that actually probably would be a really good debate to see who has the better one, but man... I mean, it's Batman, but Spider-Man it's close. Spider-Man gets up there with that, but it is such a beautiful cover. I love it. So good. Well, what do we got next? Sticking with the Spider-Man theme, this is Gwen Stacy, issue number 2. This is the Yi Hung Lee variant, and gang, it is gorgeous. I love the look of Spider-Gwen there. With the hood up, it is amazing. And I saw this cover. I don't typically buy store exclusives and things like that, but I think this was a store exclusive, or maybe just a store was promoting it. Either way, I saw it and I had to get it. I think I got it from Golden Apple Comics, but man, it is so pretty. It was beautiful. I saw this and I was like, I have to have this in my collection. I'm not even reading the series. This was purely a cover buy. Gang, we're down to my last book, and I know what it is because I haven't talked about it yet, and this is Marvel Team Up 74. You got Spider-Man on there, but gang, that's not why I like it. This is done by Bob Hall, who also signed the book right there. But gang, this has the not quite ready for prime time players, the SNL characters. So you got John Belushi, you got Dan Aykroyd, you got Gilda Radner, you've got Jane Curtin, you've got Garrett Morris, just Bill Murray's back there. I love Saturday Night Live as a kid watching these actors and actresses. They were true comedy geniuses. So many people got their start on that show. So when I found out this comic existed, that there was a Saturday Night Live comic book, I was like, I got to get that book. It's such a cool one. I always love it when pop culture celebrities make it into comic books. Like I know Marvel did that with David Letterman has a cover. I think it's an Avengers book, which I own too. And I love those. And so, man, but SNL had to do it. So there it is, gang. That's my favorite top 10 Marvel comic book covers that I own. And now I'm throwing out the challenge to you. Go find in your collection your favorite Marvel comic book covers. Shoot a video. Talk about why you like them. And tag me in it so I know to be able to see it and watch. I love seeing these videos. It just is so cool to get to display comics. I saw so many in the DC comic books that I hadn't even seen before, and I'm like, I need that book. So I'm making a list now of comic covers that you all have shared that I'm like, I need that cover. And gang, I hope to do the same with the Marvel, and then I'll look forward to the indie show here next month. So I hope you guys have fun doing this challenge as well. Let me know what your favorite comics are when it comes to Marvel covers. And with that being said, hopefully you can find some time to curl up, grab a book, and nerd out. Peace.